Are we, as an industry, sleepwalking into a trap? A trap laid deliberately or otherwise by equipment manufacturers. Are we on the brink of a new era where we're not just discouraged from maintaining our own equipment, but we're actively prevented from doing so? For years, construction equipment manufacturers, much like their counterparts in the automotive sector, have had us over a barrel when it comes to spares. Failure to use genuine parts will invalidate your warranty, they warn us. It's written into purchase agreements, lease deals, and operator manuals. Setting aside the fact that these parts are for a machine that you own and that you paid for, it's always irked me that manufacturers go out of their way to ensure that you pay top dollar for replacement parts and consumables. You can shop around for the machine itself, comparing models from various brands and sources, but once they've got you locked in, they slam the door shut to ensure any parts added to your machine are supplied by them and by them only. Now, I get it. If they've promised to keep your machine in tip top order for the next 4, 5, 6 years, they can't risk you shoehorning in a one size fits all knockoff that you picked up from a back alley in Kowloon. Moreover, genuine OEM parts are generally manufactured specifically for the machine. They're of higher quality and produced to tighter tolerances. Aside from their price, they are better in virtually every conceivable way. But as it stands today, you have a choice. You can opt for the OEM part, or you can choose a spurious alternative. Yep, you might void your warranty, but that's your choice. It's your prerogative. However, we are now entering an age where that choice may no longer be ours to make, an age where that prerogative is no longer an option. Equipment manufacturers are already less than keen on any Tom, Dick, or Harry taking a spanner to one of their precious machines. Now, sealed units do keep oil and grease in, but they're also pretty effective at keeping fitters and mechanics out. And this, potentially, is just the thin end of the wedge. We've already seen how automotive manufacturers have made their systems so complex, so inaccessible, that car owners often have little choice but to return to the local dealer every time something needs maintaining or repairing. Brake pads, headlight bulbs, windscreen wiper blades? Yep, back to the dealer. Simultaneously, both car and construction equipment manufacturers have installed advanced electronic systems whose sole aim, apparently, is to guilt trip you into another call to your local dealer. Now, back in the day, I could go years without checking my tyre pressure or my oil levels. Now, my wife's car does all of that for me, and it bleeps and flashes until I've made the necessary adjustments. It does so with service intervals too. A little red light on the dash that effectively means take me back whence I came and bring your checkbook. And there was a time when maintaining your machine was a rite of passage. Operators didn't just run machines, they knew them, they understood them. There was a pride in being self sufficient. Walk onto a site 20 or 30 years ago, and you'd see operators with grease guns in hand and toolboxes in their cab. That kind of hands on ownership has been slowly eroded. Now, a flashing light on a touchscreen has replaced gut instinct, and a service rep has replaced the fitter. And that situation could get much, much worse. How much time, I wonder, does the average Tesla owner spend with their head under the bonnet? Do they fix and maintain things? Do they tinker? Can they? That potentially is our future. A shiny new machine that you can't maintain or repair without costly outside help. Now stir into the mix the advent of telematics. Telematics systems are tracking not only engine hours and fuel burn, but also idling time, operator behavior, and GPS location. And that information is beamed back to the manufacturer or dealer, creating a one way mirror. They see everything. You see only what they let you see. And increasingly, that data isn't just used to monitor performance, it's used to market services, push predictive maintenance, and to upsell parts. Imagine a world where your machine phones home, and instead of you deciding whether it needs servicing, the dealer shows up uninvited, invoice in hand, because the system has already pre approved the work. There's an irony here. Equipment manufacturers like Komatsu can produce a power agnostic mining truck that allows the owner to switch from diesel to a battery power pack, a trolley electric system, or even to a hydrogen fuel cell when such a technology becomes commercially available. Modularity is at our fingertips. It's surely not beyond the ingenuity of design engineers to make machines in which key elements, everything from oil filters to entire engines, could be slotted in and out like additional storage on a computer's motherboard. One of the key ways we might minimize our industry's environmental impact is to break the cycle of running machines for 3 or 4 years and then replacing them with new ones, a process that carries a significant carbon footprint. If we could hang on to those machines for 5 years instead of 3, or 10 years instead of 5, we could make a substantial contribution to the industry's sustainability credentials. But for that to truly work, equipment owners need to be able to maintain their machines, to repair them, to tune them, and yes, even to tinker with them. We're currently on a path towards a future where you might one day open the hood of your excavator or dozer to find a large sign that reads, "Keep out." When that day arrives, you'll be able to do nothing with that machine, your machine, without the permission of the manufacturer and the intervention of the local dealer. And such a future might safeguard your warranty. But is that really a future we want?